Sitting on the water, watching the sun going down. I can't remember when I've ever felt so good, I've ever been so grand. My girl's so angry, she says I'm never home. But when I'm on the water, she's not alone. And we're getting back to nothing again. Getting back to nothing again. Yes, we're getting back to nothing again. Getting back to nothing again. What am I gonna do if you don't lift me up? Lift me up and carry me to that shore. Come on. What am I gonna do if you don't pick me up and carry to that home? I'll be forevermore. Oh, summertime. Oh, wind so balmy, sky so fine. Everything is moving, everything is in harmony. The Divine Mother and you and me, and we're getting back to nothing again. Getting back to nothing again. Yeah, we're getting back to nothing again. Getting back to nothing again.
could come before you even struck for the wave. Just looking at the wave coming, you could just be going, oh, this is an outside wave, you know, and you just, you know, no matter who else is taking off on the wave, this wave's out of sight, man, I'm going, you know, and you just start stroking, and it just starts building from the time you look at that wave to the time you stand up to the time you pull out, and even when you're paddling back out, you're just going, oh, that's side, you know. Watch somebody else ride away when you're paddling out, and you've just got an out-of-sight ride, and you're just pumped, you know, it's just, your heart's going like this, you know, and you're just stoked. You look out and you see another guy just locked in. He's way back inside the tube, or he rips off a turn that's just unbelievable, you know? You get even more stoked, you know? You're just going, wow, out of sight. These waves are unreal, you know? Because you know that you've gotten stoked, and then you're paddling out and you're watching somebody else get stoked. It's just, wow, it's a double stoke.
will start to play at the end of our surfing day. Just sleeping around is so much fun with everyone. Look at everybody letting loose and grooving to the Bells Beach style. This is our time we'll start to play at the end of our surfing day. Just waving around is so much fun with everyone. Look at everybody letting loose and moving to the Bells Beach style.
think it's so funny when I see those 20,000 people standing there on the cliffs and none of them know what they're looking at. You know, it's hilarious. I think it's really funny. I can't see how that can work, you know. They're just crazy. It's not football. I think people love to pay the dollar and be a mass. I don't know why, but they really must. They must. Why would they do it? You know, yesterday wasn't even a day of competition and they're all there. Just because it was Sunday and they're taking their kids down to give them a look at whatever's happening. None of them know what's happening. But that's cool. They do it every day in their own life anyhow. None of them know what's happening. You know, they're not capable of giving it any more thought than that. I think it's hilarious. I just let them do it.
first time I ever heard about, just the phrase soul surfing was when drugs first started being associated with surfing. Not even implying the use of drugs, just the association of freeing your mind.
Getting back to the thing of soul, but the soul is, people say soul. Your body's not there, but everything else is. All your feelings and emotions and everything are in the way.
It is a religion, I think. It's come to a point now where it's almost a complete way of life. It might sound a little hokey, that being in the tube was what all these all the people, all these religious, Jesus, everybody was trying to lay on people that it's all in you, and all you have to do is find it. And to me, I think it's, for myself, it's surfing.
Somebody could ask me, what does surfing mean to you? I couldn't think of it on the dot, but I realized, that it's just, to me, it's just, happiness.
Bliss.
Just complete joy. It's just like living for what you want most out of life and getting it on a wave. Once you've got happiness on a wave that can't be touched by anything, it doesn't matter what else happens. It doesn't matter if you get 50 years old and you're the shittiest surfer in the world. If you're happy, that's where it's at.
Right energy. They're not even waves, they're just energy. It's just like, if I could build something to surf clouds, they're energy. These waves are just, the energy that comes out of the ocean, right? Where it breaks is the energy point. And, this is what I'm trying to do, get something that'll just let my personality be expressed upon that piece of energy.
Here comes Paul, the human being pole, walking down the road. He ain't exactly a surfer Joe, and he's 65 years old. But you never saw such a pretty sight, Paul roaring down the pipeline with a one-eye gone and a toothless grin. Paul's a friend of mine, all right. You're a gas, you do your thing, that's all a man can do. If I get to be 65, I'd like to be like you. Oh, look out, boy, it's wipeout time. I think you're gonna blow my mind. With a one eye gone and a toothless grin, you're a friend of mine. Rockin'! Da 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 love for Joe and he's 65 years old. But you never saw such a pretty sight as Paul roaring down the pipeline with a one-eye gone and a toothless grin. You're a friend of mine. God bless his little thumping tongue. You're a friend of mine. I can make it to the curl, waking you high.
As people, we all want to be something in life. Some of us are plumbers, and some of us are musicians, some of us are lawyers. I pick surfing. It's much the same as being a musician, the way I look at it. My surfboard is my instrument, and the ocean has a rhythm, and I want to play the rhythm of the ocean. You stand up on the wave and immediately you search out the tempo of the wave, and it becomes like a little rhythm. And when you find the tempo, you start working with it. And the wave keeps changing. It's a changing song all the time, and you've got to keep changing with it. And you finish, it's electric, you know? You can feel it coming out your fingers and your ears and everything else. It's satisfaction. When somebody comes out of the water and you go, well, how are the waves? They go, really good, man, I'm stoked. You can tell that person has just put together something, you know, within himself.
Getting back to nothing again. Getting back to nothing again. Yeah, we're getting back to nothing again. Getting back to nothing again.